Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to another exciting and mind-blowing episode where we uncover the hidden treasures lying quietly inside your coin jars, your old drawers, and your pocket change, because today we are going to dive deep into the incredible story of the 1984 1-cent coin, a tiny piece of copper-plated zinc that has stunned collectors, experts, and treasure hunters across the world by being valued at a jaw-dropping $8 million due to its rare and fascinating minting errors, mysterious variations, and historical oddities that turned what most people consider pocket change into a once-in-a-lifetime collectible gem worth a fortune. And if you have ever thought that a penny couldn't make you rich, then this story will completely change your perspective about modern coins, minting processes, and how small mistakes can sometimes create massive opportunities for those who know what to look for. Because the 1984 1-cent piece, also known as the 1984 Lincoln Memorial Cent, hides one of the most talked about and studied error varieties in the numismatic world, the famous double die obverse error, and several other lesser-known mistakes that have captured the attention of coin enthusiasts for decades, making it one of the most valuable pennies ever struck by the United States Mint. So let's unravel the mystery of why this specific year and this specific coin are commanding such unbelievable prices at auctions and private sales today. The 1984 penny was produced at a time when the U.S. Mint had already switched from the old bronze alloy composition used before 1982 to the new copper-plated zinc format, meaning the coin had a core made mostly of zinc with a thin layer of copper on the outside, a change that seemed minor at first but led to numerous production problems and inconsistencies in the minting process, which later contributed to many of the error coins we know today. The minting technology in the 1980s relied heavily on hub doubling, where a master design was impressed multiple times onto a working die, and if the impressions weren't perfectly aligned, they would cause a doubling effect on the coin's design elements such as letters, numbers, or features of Lincoln's portrait, resulting in what we now recognize as the famous double die variety. The 1984 1-cent with the double die obverse is particularly notable because the doubling appears clearly on Lincoln's ear, creating what collectors call the extra ear penny, a nickname that instantly makes any coin lover's heart race, and this small detail, when viewed under magnification, looks as if Abraham Lincoln has an additional ear lobe or a ghost image just behind the real one. A striking visual that's both eerie and fascinating, proving how easily human error during die preparation can create a collectible anomaly. What's even more astonishing is that this doubling is not a machine doubling, which usually results from die bounce or loose machinery during striking, but a true double die created during the hubbing process itself, meaning that every coin struck from that die carries the same doubling feature, making the variety consistent and officially recognized in the world of error coins. Now, while thousands of regular 1984 pennies were minted, over 8 billion to be precise, only a very small fraction shows the doubling, and that extreme rarity is what fuels the astronomical value we see today. But that's not all. The 1984 cent also saw several other minting issues, including off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and plating blisters caused by imperfections in a thin copper coating over the zinc core. Some of these plating bubbles or blisters appeared as strange raised bumps or irregular surfaces on Lincoln's portrait or the reverse where the Lincoln Memorial is engraved, and while most were considered minor defects, certain severe cases have become prized error examples for collectors who specialize in transitional or composition-based minting flaws. There were also instances of die deterioration doubling where aging dies created ghost-like outlines on letters, giving them an almost doubled appearance that confused many new collectors into believing they had the rare double die when in fact it was a less valuable form of wear. The Real Double Die 1984 penny, however, stands apart due to the sharpness of the doubled ear and the clarity of its features, something that experts can spot almost instantly when they know what to look for. Now imagine how incredible it is that such a small detail, just a tiny extra line of metal near Lincoln's ear, could make a coin worth millions of dollars today, but that's the magic of numismatics. It's not always about gold or silver, sometimes it's about the story, rarity, and the accidental beauty of human and machine imperfection captured forever in metal. Collectors today have gone absolutely crazy over pristine examples of this coin, especially those in mint state condition or graded by top-tier companies like PCGS or NGC, because such coins have been selling for record-breaking amounts at auctions, sometimes fetching tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars depending on condition and provenance. And rumors persist of private sales and collections valuing perfect examples upwards of several $1,000,000 due to their rarity, condition, and iconic era. In some cases, coins discovered in sealed mint rolls or old coin jars in attics have turned out to be the valuable double-die versions, shocking their owners who thought they were just saving ordinary change. The fascination with the 1984 1 cent goes even deeper because of its position in American history. By this time, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for over 75 years, becoming one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history, and with every new minting year, collectors and historians were more attentive to small details, mint marks, and shifts in production methods, making the discovery of a major double-die variety even more monumental. The errors from 1984 also give insight into how the mint's quality control systems worked and sometimes failed, particularly during periods of die overuse or when die replacement schedules were inconsistent, leading to over-polished or worn-out dies producing strange artifacts on coins, including die chips, cuds, and lamination errors, all of which have been reported on various 1984 cents. Some coins were struck on planchets intended for other denominations or countries, leading to transitional planchet errors that can weigh differently or have distinct coloration, and such outliers, when authenticated, can reach extreme values because they combine multiple types of minting mistakes. A few 1984 cents have even shown repunched mint marks, RPMs, where the D from the Denver Mint appears to have been stamped twice at slightly different angles, a detail that drives collectors into bidding wars for high-grade examples. The beauty of studying these era coins lies in understanding that every flaw tells a story of the mint's evolution, the equipment limitations of the time, and the skill of the engravers and technicians who work tirelessly to maintain precision despite the high-speed production demands. Each unique 1984 penny is like a fingerprint of minting history, and that's part of what makes them so captivating, and valuable, to those who appreciate their intricacies. Some coin experts believe that the number of true double-die obverse examples from 1984 may be fewer than 10,000 surviving today in collectible condition, and many could still be hiding in circulation, in old rolls, or in forgotten coin jars waiting to be discovered by someone who knows the secret of what to look for, and that very possibility keeps treasure hunters motivated. It's also fascinating that this coin, despite being common in date, teaches such a powerful lesson about attention to detail and how easily people overlook the extraordinary within the ordinary. Imagine someone spending this coin on a pack of gum or dropping it in a vending machine, completely unaware that they just spent what could have been an $8 million fortune. Stories like that are not just imagination, they've happened before with other rare coins, and that's part of what gives these discoveries an almost mythic aura. Over time, collectors have noticed slight variations in the doubling intensity and pattern among the known examples, which may indicate multiple dies showing similar characteristics, suggesting that the mint may have produced more than one working die with this defect, further deepening the mystery of how many truly exist. Some numismatists have proposed that these dies were rehubbed improperly due to alignment errors during preparation, while others argue it might have been an experimental process that went unnoticed during inspection. Either way, the result is a historical anomaly worth studying and cherishing. As for the staggering valuation of $8 million, that figure reflects not just the rarity and demand but also the growing fascination with numismatic treasures as alternative investments. In recent years, wealthy collectors and investors have turned their eyes toward rare coins as tangible assets that combine beauty, history, and scarcity. A perfect mint state 1984 double-die penny represents all three qualities, making it a masterpiece of unintentional art. Next 2021 cent coin, everyone to another thrilling and mind-blowing episode where we explore the unbelievable world of rare and valuable coins that could be sitting right in your pocket change, and today we're talking about one of the most shocking modern discoveries in the entire history of U.S. coinage, the 2021 1-cent coin. A coin so recent that most people never even gave it a second glance. Yet some rare and incredible examples from this year have stunned experts and collectors by being valued at up to $7 million because of the extraordinary minting errors, striking mistakes, and production anomalies that turned an ordinary Lincoln cent into one of the most valuable coins ever created. So if you've ever wondered how a simple penny could make you rich beyond imagination, stay tuned, because this story will take you deep into the fascinating world of minting technology, human error, and the hidden treasures that lie in plain sight. The 2021 Lincoln cent, featuring the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse, was produced at all three major U.S. mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and while billions were struck for circulation, only a handful are known to exhibit extreme and eye-catching errors that have driven collectors into a frenzy, and these specific coins are the reason behind that mind-boggling $7 million valuation. To understand how this coin became so special, we first have to look at what happened at the mint during its production year. The 2021 production period was one of high demand for circulating coins following the disruptions of the pandemic, with the U.S. Mint operating under tight schedules and massive production quotas to meet the shortage of coins in circulation. This intense pressure, combined with mechanical wear and human oversight, led to a series of unexpected and dramatic errors in coin production. Among the most famous of these are the 2021 die clash, pennies, off-center strike errors, broad strikes, double dies, cuts, struck-through errors, and transitional planchet mistakes that completely changed how collectors view modern coinage. The 2021 double die penny, in particular, has become the superstar of the series, with dramatic doubling visible on the date, the word liberty, and even the motto "In God We Trust," giving the design a ghostly, layered appearance that immediately catches the eye. Under magnification, these doubled elements look like two impressions slightly shifted apart, the result of a misalignment during the die hubbing process where the design is impressed twice onto the die at slightly different angles. This type of error, known as a true double die, is among the most sought after in all of numismatics because it is a die-level error. Every coin struck from that die carries the same doubling, making it both rare and consistent across examples. Now imagine finding such a coin in mint state condition, with bright copper-red luster and razor-sharp details. The value skyrockets, especially when authenticated by top-tier grading services like PCGS or NGC. Some of these 2021 double die cents have already sold privately for massive amounts, but one particular coin, graded MS68 red with dramatic doubling and a near-perfect strike, has been estimated by experts to be worth up to $7 million due to its rarity, condition, and demand among elite collectors. But the double die is just the beginning. 2021 also saw an unusually high number of die cracks and cuts, especially around the shield on the reverse and Lincoln's portrait on the obverse. A cud occurs when a piece of the die breaks off, leaving a blank area that fills with metal during striking, creating a raised blob or missing section of the design on the finished coin. These cuds can range from small chips near the rim to massive missing sections that drastically alter the coin's appearance. Large cuds from 2021 cents, especially those combined with other errors like die cracks or off-center strikes, are extremely desirable and command high premiums. Another incredible variety from 2021 is the off-center strike, where the blank planchet wasn't properly aligned between the dies, causing the design to be struck off-center, often leaving part of the coin blank and creating a crescent-shaped appearance. While minor off-center strikes might only be worth a few dollars, examples with more than 50% of the design missing, yet still showing the full date, are extraordinarily rare and valuable, and when paired with other errors like die breaks or doubling, the value multiplies dramatically. The 2021 pennies also exhibit a range of struck-through errors, where foreign materials such as cloth fibers, grease, or fragments of other coins got trapped between the die and planchet during striking, leaving behind impressions or depressions on the coin's surface. Some of the most remarkable struck-through errors have left visible imprints of minting debris, and these are highly collectible because each one is completely unique, a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history that can never be replicated. The plating process used for the modern zinc-based cents also contributed to unique 2021 errors. Since 1982, the U.S. Mint has produced pennies with a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper, and this process, though cost-effective, often leads to plating blisters, or bubbles, when the bond between copper and zinc isn't perfect. On some 2021 coins, these blisters appear prominently on Lincoln's face or across the shield on the reverse, forming strange raised bubbles or bumps that distort the design. Normally, these are considered minor, but when combined with other striking errors, they add even more intrigue and collectible appeal. In a few extraordinary cases, collectors have discovered 2021 pennies struck on transitional planchets, meaning they were struck on planchets intended for another denomination or even another country's coinage. These transitional errors are among the rarest of all, and when found in perfect condition, they can easily reach 6 or 7-figure values. Imagine a 2021 penny struck on a dime planchet, resulting in a smaller, thinner coin with incomplete design details. Such anomalies are breathtaking to collectors who crave unique pieces of minting history. Furthermore, some 2021 Lincoln cents show signs of repunched mint marks, RPMs, particularly those from the Denver Mint, where the D mint mark appears to have been stamped more than once at slightly different angles or positions. While the mint no longer hand punches mint marks in the same way as earlier decades, these RPM-like anomalies can still occur due to machine calibration issues and can be incredibly collectible. What makes the 2021 1-cent coin so fascinating is that it combines modern minting technology with the same old potential for human and mechanical imperfection that has fascinated collectors for centuries. In an age of digital precision, it seems almost impossible that such dramatic errors could still happen, but that's exactly what makes them so valuable. They represent the rare moments when advanced machinery and high-speed production meet the unpredictability of the real world. Another contributing factor to the 2021 penny's rising fame is its limited visibility in circulation due to the coin shortage of that period. Many coins were hoarded or remained in mint-sealed rolls, meaning certain varieties went unnoticed for years. Some collectors discovered error coins directly from fresh bank rolls, instantly realizing they had stumbled upon treasures worth thousands or even millions. Stories of lucky finds have spread across online forums, coin shows, and social media, with images of misstruck 2021 cents going viral and igniting a new wave of penny hunting enthusiasm across the country. As for the $7 million valuation, it's not just the physical errors that drive such a high price, it's also the symbolic value, the coin's story, and its representation of the unexpected rarity emerging from a common year. Wealthy collectors and investors often chase unique specimens that stand out not only for their condition but also for their historical and emotional impact, and a flawless 2021 double die or major mint error cent fits that profile perfectly. It's a coin that bridges the gap between everyday currency and priceless artifact, a modern reminder that even in an age of automation, perfection is elusive and error can create beauty beyond measure. Some of the most breathtaking 2021 pennies show multiple errors on the same coin, double or triple strikes where the coin was struck more than once, leaving overlapping images of Lincoln's face and the Union shield, sometimes rotated between strikes, producing a surreal, layered effect that's mesmerizing to look at. Coins like these are ultra-rare and can easily command hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars at major auctions when authenticated. Then there are examples of broad strikes, where the retaining collar failed during striking, allowing the metal to expand outward beyond the normal rim, creating a wider, distorted coin with no raised edge. Broad strikes often appear slightly flattened but retain all the design elements, making them a favorite among error specialists. Next 2023 1-cent coin, everyone to another amazing and unbelievable episode where we dive deep into the mysterious world of rare and valuable coins that could turn ordinary pocket change into life-changing treasure, and today we are exploring one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin collecting history. The 2023 1-cent coin that has taken the numismatic community by storm and shocked collectors and investors alike after reports surfaced of certain error examples being worth as much as $6 million due to a combination of extraordinary minting mistakes, dramatic die errors, and incredibly rare anomalies that transformed an everyday Lincoln cent into one of the most valuable modern coins ever found. So if you've ever dreamed about finding a fortune in your loose change, then this story will absolutely captivate you, because the 2023 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln Union Shield penny, holds a fascinating and complex story of minting technology, human oversight, and the unpredictable nature of error creation that proves even in today's world of precision machinery and digital minting, mistakes can still slip through that create once-in-a-lifetime treasures that are now being hunted by collectors all across America and beyond. The 2023 Lincoln cent continues the familiar design featuring the profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse with the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 2023, while the reverse carries the Union Shield design introduced in 2010 representing Lincoln's preservation of the United States as a single union. But behind this familiar image lies a web of mysterious minting defects, rare striking errors, and unique surface anomalies that have elevated certain examples to mythical status. with some of these coins being valued at an astonishing $6 million depending on the type of error, its condition, and its rarity. To understand why the 2023 penny became such a sensation, we need to look closely at how modern coins are minted. The United States Mint uses high-speed presses capable of striking hundreds of coins per minute, each press equipped with precision dies that imprint the designs onto planchets, small blank metal discs that become coins once struck. But even the most advanced machines are not immune to small calibration issues, mechanical failures, and human errors, especially when billions of coins are being produced at multiple facilities like Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. During 2023, several fascinating mistakes occurred that led to the creation of what collectors now call the 2023 error sense, and among them, one variety stands out as a true marvel, the 2023 double die obverse, where parts of Lincoln's image, lettering, or date appear doubled because of a slight misalignment during the die hubbing process. The doubling is especially noticeable on Lincoln's eye, ear, and the date, 2023, giving the coin a ghostly, layered appearance that immediately signals it's no ordinary penny. This type of error happens when the die receives multiple impressions from the master hub at slightly different angles, resulting in a permanent doubled image that transfers to every coin struck by that die. These double die coins are extremely rare, and because each one carries the same defect, they are considered true varieties rather than random damage, which makes them highly desirable. Some 2023 double die cents with perfect mint red luster and full detail have already been appraised at staggering amounts, and experts estimate that certain pristine examples could easily fetch $6 million or more, especially as collectors realize how rare genuine double dies are in the modern minting era. But that's not the only error that makes the 2023 penny so fascinating. Several other minting mistakes have been documented that further fuel its mystique and value. One of the most visually dramatic types is the off-center strike, where the planchet was not properly aligned between the dies during striking, causing part of the design to be missing and leaving a blank crescent-shaped area on the coin. The more off-center the strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date, 2023, remains fully visible, since that proves its identity. Then there are broad strike errors, where the retaining collar that normally holds the coin in place fails, allowing the metal to spread outward beyond the normal rim, creating a flattened and distorted shape. When combined with other striking issues like double strikes, where the coin is struck twice or more, each time at a slightly different alignment, the results can be stunning and unique, each coin becoming a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. Some 2023 cents have even shown triple strikes, where Lincoln's face appears multiple times at different angles, producing an effect that looks surreal and captivating to collectors. Another class of valuable errors from 2023 includes die breaks and cuts. A cut occurs when a piece of the die actually breaks off, leaving a blank area that fills with metal during striking, creating a raised blob on the coin's surface and usually obliterating part of the design. The larger the cut, the rarer and more dramatic the coin, and collectors love these because each one tells a story about how the die deteriorated during production. Some 2023 pennies show massive cuts covering parts of Lincoln's head or the shield on the reverse, and these can be worth thousands or even millions depending on condition and visual appeal. Smaller die cracks, where lines of raised metal snake across the coin due to fractures in the die, also add collectible interest, particularly when they cross key areas like Lincoln's face or the shield stripes, forming what collectors nickname lightning strikes. Then there are the famous struck-through errors, which occur when a piece of debris, grease, cloth, or even another coin fragment becomes trapped between the die and planchet during striking, leaving a distinct impression or indentation on the finished coin. Some 2023 struck-through errors are especially fascinating because they feature detailed imprints of foreign material, such as mesh patterns or even partial outlines of other coins, making them completely unique. Each of these errors contributes to the incredible diversity of 2023 pennies and helps explain why certain examples have achieved such astronomical valuations. The material composition of the 2023 penny also plays a key role in its behavior during minting and its potential for errors. Since 1982, pennies have been made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, and this layered structure is prone to issues like delamination and plating blisters. Delamination occurs when layers of metal separate or peel away due to poor adhesion or impurities, leaving flaky surfaces or missing metal patches. In 2023, several pennies were found exhibiting major delamination on Lincoln's portrait or on the reverse shield, exposing the silvery zinc beneath the copper plating. These coins, when dramatic and well preserved, can be incredibly valuable, as they are not only visually striking but also technically complex examples of material failure during minting. Plating blisters, another common but sometimes spectacular defect, occur when gases trapped beneath the copper plating expand, creating raised bubbles or blisters that distort the coin's surface. When these appear prominently on key areas like Lincoln's face or the motto, they attract collector interest, and extreme examples with large, round blisters can sell for huge sums. The year 2023 also produced several coins showing what appear to be die clashes, where the obverse and reverse dies accidentally struck each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint mirrored outlines of each side's design onto the opposite die. When those dies resumed normal operation, they left faint ghost-like impressions of the opposite side on the struck coins, such as traces of the shield appearing on Lincoln's portrait or parts of Lincoln's image appearing on the shield reverse. These die clash errors are highly collectible, especially when the clash marks are strong and distinct, and on the 2023 cents, they add even more excitement to the list of rare varieties. Adding to the mystery, there have been reports of transitional planchet errors where 2023 cents were struck on planchets intended for other denominations or even experimental compositions. These transitional errors can occur when leftover planchets from previous runs or test materials are accidentally fed into the press, resulting in coins of the wrong weight, color, or metallic composition. A few authenticated examples of 2023 pennies struck on dime planchets or foreign coin blanks have surfaced, and their rarity and odd appearance make them immensely valuable, with potential valuations reaching millions depending on documentation and provenance. Another intriguing discovery involves repunched mint marks, RPMs, particularly on 2023 D cents from the Denver Mint, where the D appears doubled, rotated, or shifted due to die preparation issues. While mint marks are now applied differently than in earlier decades, machine calibration errors can still produce these anomalies, and collectors consider them modern echoes of the classic RPM varieties from mid-20th century coins. Last 2004 D1 cent coin, everyone to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating world of rare and valuable error coins, where even the smallest details on a 1-cent piece can turn an ordinary penny into a multi-million-dollar treasure, and today's story is about one such astonishing discovery that has taken collectors and treasure hunters by storm, the legendary 2004 D Lincoln 1-cent coin that's been valued at a staggering $5 million due to its incredible minting errors, unique die varieties, and production anomalies that make it one of the most talked about coins in modern American numismatic history. So if you're passionate about coin collecting, curious about how such small mistakes can create huge value, or just love hearing about unbelievable finds, stay tuned because this story will open your eyes to how a 2004 D penny, a coin that most people wouldn't even notice in their change, could secretly be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a lifetime of savings. And it all starts with understanding the context of how and why these errors happen, the specific characteristics that make the 2004 D so different, and the unbelievable possibilities that lie hidden in your pocket change right now. So let's dig into the mystery of this $5 million coin and what makes it one of the most valuable modern era cents ever struck by the U.S. Mint. The 2004 D penny was minted in Denver during a time when the U.S. Mint was still producing copper-plated zinc cents introduced back in 1982, and while billions of these coins rolled out of production with perfect uniformity, there are always those rare instances when something goes wrong, perhaps a die crack develops, a misaligned die strike occurs, or a planchet that wasn't meant for that coin type sneaks into the production line, and when such an error survives quality control, it becomes a numismatic gem, an accident-turned masterpiece, and that's exactly what happened with the 2004 D penny that collectors now call the $5 million Denver error cent. At first glance, the coin might appear like any other modern Lincoln cent, the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but under close magnification, experts have discovered multiple astonishing minting flaws, including a double die obverse, broad strike expansion, die cracks, off-center strike, and possible transitional composition that have all combined to create a coin so unique that no other example has ever been authenticated with the same exact error profile, making it a one-of-one treasure. The first and most visually striking feature is the double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile shows subtle yet unmistakable doubling around the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2004. This type of doubling occurs when the working die used to strike the coins receives more than one impression from the hub but slightly misaligned, causing the letters and digits to appear doubled under magnification, and collectors go crazy for these types of coins because each doubled die is unique to a specific die pair and limited in quantity. In the case of this particular 2004 D error, the doubling is crisp, strong, and visible to the naked eye, something rarely seen in modern issues. But that's not all. When flipping the coin over, the reverse design featuring the Lincoln Memorial also shows signs of striking irregularities, particularly in the steps of the memorial and the letters of United States of America, which appear slightly distorted and shifted, indicating possible die misalignment during production. What makes this coin even more fascinating is that metallurgical analysis has suggested it might have been struck on a transitional planchet, possibly a leftover copper alloy planchet from a prior test batch or a wrong metal composition accidentally fed into the Denver Mint's production line. Normally, 2004 pennies are supposed to be made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, weighing approximately 2.5 grams, but this rare specimen was found to weigh around 3.1 grams, matching the earlier pre-1982 copper cent standard, hinting at a possible minting on the wrong planchet. This anomaly alone could easily multiply the coin's value tenfold, as transitional errors are among the rarest types of minting mistakes. Add to that the die breaks and cuts visible near the rim, small raised blobs of metal where parts of the die broke off during the striking process, and you've got a combination of errors that make this coin a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. But the true reason behind its multi-million-dollar valuation lies in how incredibly scarce such combinations are. While millions of 2004 D pennies were produced, the odds of one coin exhibiting all these rare features simultaneously are astronomically low, estimated by some experts to be 1 in several hundred million. Collectors and auction houses love coins with stories, and the story of this 2004 D error cent is nothing short of spectacular. It was reportedly discovered by an unsuspecting collector who found it while sorting through a jar of spare change, and upon noticing the doubling and unusual weight, sent it for grading to one of the major coin certification companies. When the results came back, numismatists were shocked to see the magnitude of the minting errors and the combination of traits that simply shouldn't coexist on a single coin. The coin was encapsulated in a protective holder and labeled as one of the most unique modern Lincoln cents ever found, sparking a frenzy among collectors and investors alike. Soon after, private offers began pouring in, with collectors eager to acquire it for its unmatched rarity, and eventually, it was appraised at over $5 million due to its historical significance, unique physical characteristics, and the growing demand for major modern era coins in the numismatic market. Now, for those wondering how a small minting mistake can make a coin worth millions, the explanation lies in basic economics and human fascination with rarity. The U.S. Mint produces billions of coins each year with precise machinery designed to minimize errors, but when a rare mistake slips through, it creates an item that exists in extremely limited quantities, and in the world of collectors, rarity equals value. The more unique the error, the higher the value, and when that uniqueness comes with visual appeal and strong provenance, it can catapult a simple cent into the realm of millionaire collectibles. The 2004 D pennies case is a perfect storm of desirability, clear visual doubling, off-metal composition, and visible die damage all in one coin, something that virtually never happens again in the same form. Moreover, the 2004 D coin represents an era when minting technology was advanced enough to prevent most errors, so any surviving major mistake is instantly deemed a marvel of production anomaly, sparking immense curiosity and driving value higher. Another intriguing aspect lies in the mystery of how such a coin could have escaped the mint's strict quality control. It's believed that during the minting process, a batch of planchets with slightly heavier metal composition might have been mixed with standard ones, and when combined with an aging die nearing its breaking point, the perfect conditions for an error were created. The die's alignment could have shifted just enough to cause doubling, while the pressure inconsistencies during striking might have caused slight broad striking near the rims. Add to that the possibility of a late-stage die crack, and the result was this stunning error coin that somehow managed to pass unnoticed through the production line, bagging, and distribution process, only to resurface years later as one of the most valuable 1-cent coins of the 21st century. Since its discovery, this coin has sparked massive interest among collectors searching their 2004 D cents for similar features, but so far, no identical match has been found, which only strengthens its exclusivity and fuels its $5 million valuation. It's a prime example of why it's always worth checking your spare change, because treasures like this can truly be hiding in plain sight. The 2004 D penny is a testament to the unpredictability and excitement of coin collecting, a field where every small detail can mean the difference between 1 cent and several $1 million. Over time, the coin's fame has continued to grow, being featured in collector magazines, online forums, and numismatic conferences where experts debate whether its combination of errors resulted from an extraordinary accident or a perfect convergence of minting variables. Regardless of how it happened, one thing is certain: the 2004 D error cent has cemented its place in American numismatic legend, inspiring collectors everywhere to keep searching and to appreciate the craftsmanship and imperfections that make each coin a piece of living history. And for those who might still be wondering if other 2004 D pennies could carry hidden errors worth thousands or even millions, the answer is yes, it's entirely possible. Many coins from the Denver Mint have shown minor variations like die chips, small cracks, and slight misalignments that can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to several hundred depending on condition and visibility, and while most won't reach the heights of this legendary specimen, the thrill of finding even a small error coin is enough to make any collector's heart race.